Okay, come. So the first one is to express in partial fraction. Okay, this is actually, the second part is integration. The first part is partial fraction. So later we will make use of the partial fraction to do the integration. Okay, so every time you want to do partial fraction, the first thing you need to ask yourself is this proper or improper? So look at the highest power. Highest power is x squared. Denominator highest power is also x squared. So when the numerator power is the same or bigger than the denominator power, it is considered improper. Okay, then you will have to do long division. So we're going to do 9x squared plus 17x minus 16. Okay, you need to divide it by 3x squared plus 5x minus 2. Always check that you have all the terms. X squared, x and number. X squared, x and number. So if there's missing term, let's say for example there's no x, don't put 9x squared minus 16 only. So you still have to put 9x squared plus 0x minus 16 if there is no x term. Partial fraction is very easy. So actually it's one of the topic that you should grab the marks. So for this case, there's no missing term, so I'm going to put in this form. So now is the first term is 9x squared. You got to ask yourself what multiplied by 3x squared give us 9x squared. So this is just a 3. So this time this will give you 9x squared. This multiplied by this will give you plus 15x. This multiplied by this will give you minus 6. Subtract because we want to know what's the remainder. 17 minus 15 will give us 2x. Minus 16 minus means plus 6, so it will become minus 10. So we know that this is our remainder. So we will put this as 9x squared plus 17x minus 16 over 3x squared plus 5x minus 2 will be equals to the quotient 3 plus remainder 2x minus 10 over this one. So at the same time now actually I can factorize this. So when I factorize my 3x squared minus 2 plus 5x, this will be 3x and x. This one will be minus 1 and plus 2. This side is plus 6x minus x. Check, check, check. Okay, so therefore the denominator is actually 3x minus 1 and x plus 2. Okay? Yeah, automatically my moderator will block those who say easy. If you find easy, please swipe away. There are students here wanting to revise for AMath for next week. So please refrain from unnecessary comments. Okay, so now, see, now I have changed this to so-called the mixed number, right? Okay, this is the quotient. This is the proper fraction now. So if this is the proper fraction, after that you need to break them up. Break them up. So what you need to do is this. You're going to write it on left hand side. So 2x minus 10 over 3x minus 1. X plus 2 is equals to, look at the denominator and decide which case you want. You only have linear, repeated, and quadratic. Okay? When it's quadratic, take note. Whenever it's quadratic, you will have to see whether you can factorize before you decide which case to use. Understand? For this case, both is linear, so it's very straightforward. It's just a over 3x. Ayo, wait. 3x minus 1 and b over x plus 2. So both is case 1, the linear. Okay, so actually what we are trying to do is we want to combine this into a single fraction. So this become a multiplied by x plus 2. B must multiply with 3x minus 1 over 3x minus 1 and x plus 2. Okay, now actually you want to compare the numerator. So now I'll say, okay, so 2x minus 10 is equals to a, x plus 2, b, 3x minus 1. Okay, so you have two ways to do it. Some students do sub-suitable values, which my favorite way is sub-suitable value. Some students want to compare coefficient. If it's not difficult to expand, okay, you can do compare coefficient. But for me, I prefer sub-suitable value. Okay, so in this case, I want to make a disappear, so I will sub in -2. So let's sub x equals to -2. So we have 2 -2 minus 10 equals, this one you don't have to write anything already because this one give you 0. Then this side, I only left with b, 3 -2 minus 1. So what will I get? I get minus 7b minus 14. So my b is equals to 2. Okay, so you see, after you solve your b, some students say, okay, now it's time for me to solve my a. I can sub 1/3. But 1/3 is a fraction, okay? If we have a choice not to sub in fraction, that's the best. Okay, so for this situation, I already have my b. I only have one unknown a. Okay, so if I have unknown a only, it means I can sub any x value I want. Okay, so I'm going to sub in x equals to 0. So sub x equals to 0. So it will be 2, 0 minus 10 equals to a, 0 plus 2. And of course, sub the b that you have found. So it will be 2. This will be 3, 0 minus 1. So this one will be minus 10. This side, I will have, this is 2a. 0 minus 1 is minus 1. Minus 1 times 2, so this one is minus 2. So we want to solve this. So I will get 2a equals to minus 8. My a is equals to -4. So we have settled a and b. So now what you need to do is express it in the partial fraction, right? So you will say, okay, so therefore, always write out the original. Our 9x squared plus 17x minus 16 over 3x squared plus 5x minus 2 is equals to, don't forget, okay, common mistake is students straight away write this a and b. But don't forget that you have this quotient. Okay, so must bring back your quotient. So put 3 plus, and then after that, now you can put this a and b. My a was -4. So -4, since it's only 1/3 at the numerator, you can just put, this one I can put minus. So it's minus 4 over 3x minus 1. My b is 2. So it's plus 2 over x plus 2. Done. Wait, let me adjust a bit. If I put 高一点, still can see or not? Now I put super high. But can you all see? Because if I pull up, then you all can see more of the coverage. Okay? Okay, good. Ayo, I where got time to help you tell you how many marks here, how many marks there. Hello, we still got a lot of questions to cover. Learn the full question, get 5 marks. Don't have to bother so much. I'm Sec 1 looking at this stuff. This is AMath. I don't think Sec 1, this one you need. Okay, so now, hence, find, blah, blah, blah. So just double check. Okay, sometimes they might add an extra number. Alright now. Okay, take note that, see whether is it exactly the same. Okay, exactly the same means if they ask you to integrate this, means they also want you to integrate these. Okay? Yeah, so sometimes they might have an extra 2 that you got to be careful. So in this case, it means that I just need to integrate this. So integrate 3 minus 4, 3x minus 1 plus 2 over x plus 2 with respect to x. So I'm supposed to integrate this. Look at, integrate 3 is simply just 3x. Okay, look at the denominator of this one. This is to the, go to my Telegram channel. Go to my bio, click on my link. Go to the last button. The Telegram channel can download the PDF. So when your denominator is, if you bring up, is to the power of -1, correct? When you integrate this, it will become ln. So it become, so the constant, I keep it there. See, constant I put there. So this one become ln 3x minus 1 over, remember to differentiate the inside. So when you differentiate, the inside is 3. So you must put it at the denominator. So I repeat, to integrate this, it is ln. So the constant, nothing, no change. The constant, just put it there. So it will be ln 3x minus 1. Then you need to differentiate the inside, which is 3, put it at the denominator. This is how you integrate to the power of negative 1. So this applies the same concept. So this one will be 2 ln x plus 2 over, differentiate the inside, which is 1. I know it's 1 is redundant, right? Just make it a habit to always check that you differentiate the inside and put it at the denominator. And don't forget, there's no limit here. So you must put plus c. So let's just simplify. So it will be 3x minus 4/3 ln 3x minus 1 plus 2 ln x plus 2 plus c. And we are done. The last button is my Telegram channel, Telegram link. Okay. Click on the only link. There's only one link in my bio. Click on the link first. Then there's a lot of buttons, right? Go to the last button. Then that will go to the Telegram channel. Okay. Okay. So this is how you do first part, partial fraction. Make use of the partial fraction to do the integration. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Kinematics. Teacher can use a over blah 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 plus bx plus c over blah. No, this is both linear. If both linear, why do you have bx plus c? It should be both, it's just a and b. There's no quadratic. So why do you use the bx plus c? No. This is AMath. Okay, now let's continue. Okay, kinematics. Take a deep breath. Kinematics actually is a very easy topic. Okay, Dada must get marks from there. Okay, so a particle starts from rest at fixed point O and move in a straight line towards point A. The velocity is given by this. The particle reach A when t equals to ln 2. Find the velocity of the particle at O. At O means it's at the starting, correct? It start. So what you need to do is just sub t equals to 0 to your v. Okay, because they want to find velocity. This one very straightforward. So v is equals to 6 minus 4e minus 2, 0. So be careful. This is not 0. A lot of students, 4 times 0. No. E to the power of 0. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. So this is actually 6 minus 4, 1. E to the power of 0 is 1. So in the end, you get 2. So put in the unit because this is velocity. Where's the... Here, see? Meter per second. Meter per second. Done. This one very easy. This is very easy. Okay, I will be doing today live for AMath revision. The next live that I'll be doing is only on Wednesday. Okay? Okay, now acceleration. So, for kinematic, okay, you need to know this. SVA. Put the units lah. You always ask this kind of question. Why give chance for them to deduct mark, correct or not? This playboy siao one, this playboy. Okay, see here, S represent displacement. Okay, velocity and then acceleration. So this direction means to get velocity, I need to differentiate S. To get A, I need to differentiate V. Okay, when this the other direction, when you have A, you have to integrate to get V, integrate to get S. Okay, so now over here, I need to find my A. I have my V, so that means I just need to differentiate. So you say A is equals to differentiate velocity with respect to T. Okay, so A, differentiate, I'm going to put here. So I want to differentiate with respect to t, 6 minus 4e minus 2t. So let's differentiate. Differentiate, constant disappear. Okay, so now here, when differentiation of exponential, very easy one. Everything copy the same. So copy, 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 copy. Then after that, multiply by differentiate the power. Today should be 7 . If I never OT there's a lot of question. So I might delay like last Sunday I did until 7:30 I think. Okay, might delay last week I did until 7:30 leh. Okay, t see here differentiate the power, so it's -2. So multiply by -2. So I repeat differentiation of exponential is keep everything the same. I teach from 9 AM today leh. Of course I tired What to do? Okay, keep everything the same, differentiate the power, put it as a multiply. So when I simplify, my A acceleration is 8e minus 2t. But that's not the end. They want you to find the acceleration at A. Go back to the question. They say that the particle reach A at t is equals to ln 2. Yes, correct. Integrate exponential is keep the same. And then after that, differentiate the power, but put it at the denominator for integration. Okay? So now at A means that is this timing. So I need to sub in t equals to ln 2. So my A will be equals to 8e minus 2 ln 2. Press calculator, you get 2. Okay, acceleration unit is meter per second square. Okay, and we are done. So this is very straightforward. It's just differentiation, sub in, and then differentiate and sub in. Okay, now let's take a look at the... Here. Now they ask you, explain why the particle never comes to rest. Today I only cover one kinematic question. So for those students who want to know more kinematics, like I mentioned, go to my YouTube channel, go and maybe go under my video, go and type kinematics. I believe there will be a few more questions that pop up. Okay? How you know sub in ln 2? Because over here they mentioned that the particle reach A when t equals to ln 2. So they say find A at A find acceleration at A So that's why I sub in ln 2. Okay, so particle never comes to rest. Whenever they ask you to find rest, you need to sub V equals to 0. Right? But so for this case, you're right. For rest, we want to sub V equals to 0. So let's sub in and see what we get. Well, a bit YY like that. Wait, let me adjust a little bit. Okay, so we will have my velocity. It was given 6 minus 4e minus 2t. So I want to let this be 0. So it will be 6 minus 4e minus 2t equals to 0. So I'm going to bring... So 4e minus 2t equals to 6. Right? So I want to solve this. I'm going to see. This is multiply by 4. Bring over to the other side is divide by 4. So you have e minus 2t equals to 6 divided by 4. So how do you solve this is... You need to ln both sides. Whenever you have power with unknown, okay, you need to solve it by either log or ln both sides. For this case, because base E is involved, so I can only ln both sides. Okay? So now I'm going to ln both sides. So we will have ln E. See, minus 2t will bring down because power law. And then ln 3 over 2. 6 over 4 reduced to the lowest term is 3 over 2. I'm going to just put here in case you ask, why 6 over 4 suddenly become 3 over 2? No, you see here, this is -4, correct? So what I did was actually I bring this over. So actually both positive. But I want to make this one the subject. So actually I swap totally. So I swap totally. Okay, so then now ln E is 1. Ln E is 1. So in the end, I have minus 2t equals to ln 3 over 2. So to solve t, you just take ln 3 over 2 divided by negative 2. Okay, I want to show you how to key this. Some students sometimes also got confused with keying this. Okay, I a bit long-winded lah, but of course this one actually can do very fast one. Okay, ln 3 over 2 is 1.5. So you see, ln, please make sure you close the bracket because you see ln 1.5. So some students never close the bracket, straight away they go and divide by negative 2. Okay, you must make sure you close the bracket. This is ln 3 over 2 divided by negative 2. Then you get negative. So you see, you get negative 0.2027. So when I start v equals to 0, okay, when there is a valid t, it means that my object will turn. That's the turning point. But you look at this. When I start v equals to 0, I get t, yes, but I get t equals to negative. And we cannot have negative t. Okay, so we will say t cannot be negative. So you reject, right? So since no valid t, particle never come to rest. Never come to rest. Okay? And like I said, students say, 1 mark, why do so much, right? Actually, you see, all these no need to write, correct or not? And then you just learn both sides and find the answer only. It's just that I break down more steps. Because for students who are very weak in solving this, I show the steps more. You understand? Of course, for those who understand what I'm trying to do, of course, you can write shorter lah. Okay, so we are done for part C. Now, next, this one. They say, find the distance between O and A. Okay, this is easy. Why? Because there's no resting time. Okay, when there is turning point, not this question. Every time when we have turning, it's very important to know that, let's say, for example, let's say your particle turn at here. Okay, then usually they ask you to find, let's say, the distance travel. You always have to draw the diagram in order to find out the distance travel. But in this question, there is no rest. So it means what? It means your particle are going straight. Correct? So in this situation, it starts from O. Then this particle is just going straight. Okay, and then you reach the A eventually. There's no turning. Whenever there's no turning, okay, you don't have to worry so much. It's just suck in the T into your S and you can get the answer. So, but of course, now we do not have our S. So let's find our S. So S will be equals to integrate V with respect to T. So see here. So I want to integrate our 6 minus 4e minus 2t with respect to t. Integrate 6 is 6t. Just now, student asked integrate exponential how to write, right? So usually my constant, I'll just put it outside. So keep the same. Yeah, this one is t. Keep the same. Now I want to differentiate the power, which is minus 2. Put it at the denominator. Okay, and don't forget to put your plus c. Okay, so then after that, let's simplify. So my S now will be 6t minus means plus already. 4 divided by 2, so it's 2. So this is plus 2e minus 2t plus c. So we need to find our c. So to find the c, you need to know, okay, what is the S when your t is equals to 0? So let's go back to the question and see. Sometimes they give us additional information. So this question say the particle starts from rest at the fixed point O. So this one start from O, that means t equals to 0, S equals to 0, okay? Sometimes the question may say, oh, particle start 2 meters from O. Then you know the t equals to 0, S equals to 2. But in this case, don't have, no chit-chat, thank you, no chit-chat. We are having O-level revision soon. O-level next week. No time for you to chit-chat here. Thank you very much. Because I cannot see the chat if you go and talk other irrelevant stuff. Yes, only when you integrate without limits. Then you need to put in the C. Okay, In kinematics, definitely will have C1 because there's definitely no limits for kinematics. Only when you find area under the curve, then you have limits. So I'm going to sub in t equals to 0, s equals to 0. So please sub in and find out your actual C. Because not every time C is 0. My students always, some students always take it for granted. T equals to 0, s equals to 0, C confirm 0. No, no. This is a typical example. 0, 6, 0 plus 2e minus 2, 0 plus C. 0, 0, but see, e to the power of 0 is 1. So this is 2 plus C. You see, I still have a number. So in the end, my C is negative 2. You see, my C is not 0. Don't take it for granted that it's 0. So now my S will be 6t plus 2e minus 2t minus 2. Now, you want to find the distance between O and A. O is starting from here, so nothing much. A is what? Remember just now at A, my T is ln 2. Particles start at rest. It simply means that V equals T equals to 0. You can just ignore the part whereby they say starts at rest at O. Not say incorrect question. The starting one is not considered because it's not turning. You start there, then you turn at the same point. No. So that's what they're trying to say. Starting is not considered. Okay, so see here. So over here, you will sub. A bit squeezy. I'm going to write here. So sub t equals to ln 2. So my s will be equals to 6 ln 2 plus 2e minus 2 ln 2 minus 2. Okay, if they did not mention exact form, just give decimal. So it will be 2.6588, round off to 3SF, 2.66 meter. 3SF. Done. Okay, so just like I mentioned, you want more kinematics, please go to my YouTube channel. Okay, this is, I'm just only doing one question today. Okay, this question is nice. I want to talk about it is because to remind you how to differentiate and integrate exponential, that's one. And also, I want to show you about this, how to prove that they never come to rest. Okay, and I also want to show you that, okay, not every time C is 0. Okay, so we are done with this question. But why is displacement considered distant? Displacement actually is displacement is where the particle is at from a reference point. In this case, okay, at t, this one, t is equals to ln 2. At t equals to ln 2, my s is this. Correct now? My s is this. And because this one doesn't involve any turning point, so the distance between these two is simply the s. You understand? Not every time, not every time. It's because this one doesn't involve any turning point. There are cases whereby it involves turning point, then you cannot just use the s to decide the distance. Then you have to draw the actual diagram and find out what is the distance traveled. This question, no turning point involved, so it is just walking, going straight. Understand? Going straight, going straight. No turning point. So the s straight away is my distance traveled. Understand? Okay, let's move on to question number 3. Number 3 is addition. Addition. Okay, this is part A should be easy. Most students cannot do part B. Okay. So now over here, they say it's A and B are acute, sine A plus B, This one straight away we know it's addition. Go and take from the formula list, and then after that use sine A plus B is equals to sine A cosine B plus cosine A sine B. So just fill in the blank. This is given to me. So 56 over 65. This sine A cosine B, that means here this is given to me, which is 4 over 13. So write 4 over 13 plus cosine A sine B. Make this one the subject. So cosine A sine B will be equals, you see, I want to make this a subject. So this one bring over, right? So it's 56, 65 minus this. So 56 over 65 minus 4 over 13. Then press calculator, so we get 36 over 65. This one very easy. You just apply formula, just sub accordingly. Nothing tedious about this. It's the part B. So they want tangent B over tangent A. So tangent B divided by tangent A. Okay. Okay, why do I write this? Tangent B, it is written as sine B over cosine B. Tangent A is sine A over cosine A. You need to know tangent is sine over cosine. No, this one got nothing to do with the quadrant. This one got no quadrant. Not using quadrant. Yes, it's changing the tangent to sine over cosine. Okay, then after that, divide, change to flip. Change to multiply. So it is sine B over cosine B multiplied by flip the right hand side only. This one go up. This one come down. And then you just combine it into a single fraction. So sine B times cosine A. You see, it's actually this one. So it become cosine A sine B. Denominator become sine A cosine B. What I did was sine B times cosine A is just multiply together. I just flip the direction really. Cosine B times sine A. Then you see cosine A sine B we have already, which is here. So it's actually just 36 over 65 divided by sine A cosine B is given 4 over 13. And then just press calculator. So we get 9 over 5 and we are done. Okay. Any question on this part? If not, I move on already. You put it in improper fraction, you put in mixed number also okay, doesn't matter. Small issue. You want to put decimal, this one can put decimal 1.8 also can, no problem. Okay. Okay. Let's move on to question number 4. Question number 4 is integration under the curve. No, sorry. I got no time to do other math question. Today I got 13 questions to do. You want any other video or topic, please go to my YouTube channel and go and dig. Okay? Okay, now let's take a look at question 4. Okay, so now over here the diagram shows the curve of this y equals to cosine x plus sine x from the range from 0 to pi. Okay, nothing much. The curve meets the y-axis at A, meets the x-axis at B. Okay? Then they ask you to prove that the x-coordinate of B is 3 pi over 4. Actually, it's just like coordinate geometry. Point B is on the x-axis. So we know that the y is 0. Sure, this one integrate with limits and minus the triangle, right? Yes, you are right. Okay, so now is I need to solve this one. So actually this part A is solving trigo. It's like solving trigo equation. So we want to sub in y equals to 0. So see over here. So I will write it as cosine x plus sine x equals to 0. Okay, see, come, ask you all. Cosine x plus sine x equals to 0. How to solve? This one, if you all don't know, you need to box your head already. Come, how to solve? Cosine x plus sine x equals to 0. How to solve? How to solve? Yes, good. Good. Yes. Here, right hand side is 0. So that means we can change to tangent. But if the right hand side is not 0, not here, just to tell you, if my right hand side is not 0, and I have cosine and sine x, but it's not double angle, then we will have to use R formula to solve. Understand? But in this case, because it's 0, I can change to tangent. So it will be sine x equals to negative cosine x. How to change to tangent? This one bring over. Sine x divided by cosine x equals to negative 1. So my tangent x equals to negative 1. So tangent negative is in the second and fourth quadrant. Okay, so let's find our basic angle. Remember, this is radian. So basic angle, tangent inverse 1. If you press radian mode, it will give you decimal. But you must understand that pi over it is special angle. So you must put in terms of pi. So it is pi over 4. 45 degrees is pi over 4. So I'm going to continue here. So my x, second quadrant will be pi minus pi over 4. Fourth quadrant is 2 pi minus pi over 4. But this one will really reject because it's out of the range. This is only 0 to pi. So this one you can reject. So we left with this. So how do you do this one is, this is over 1. Times 4 times 4. So it's actually 4 pi minus pi over 4. So it's 3 pi over 4. That's how we get our x coordinate of B. So shown. Okay, so you must know that tangent inverse 1 is 45 degrees. So you must put in terms of pi. So it's pi over 4. If you go to the radian mode, a key calculator tangent inverse 1, you get decimal. Then you will not be able to get this. So one way is when you suspect a special angle, what I do is I always just go to degree mode, tangent inverse 1. Oh, 45 degrees. Then I just convert it to pi over 4. Because we know that pi is 180. Okay, now next. Find area of the shaded region, 6 marks. Why is it this is tough? It's because this is trigo. And later when we're going to suck in value, you got to be very careful. Okay, come. So after I have this, I put 3 pi over 4. Okay, we will know that to find the shaded, I want to integrate this, sweep from 3 pi over 4 to 0. Easy, easy. But when you integrate under the curve, it is the whole thing, whole thing. Right, the whole thing under the curve, like this part, Then we need to minus away the white color. And in this case, the white color is a triangle. So that's why just now one student asked, is it integrate, submit the limits, and then after that minus the triangle? Yes. Okay. But before we're going to do it, I need to have my dimension of the triangle. Area of triangle is half times base times height. So I have my base, easy. But I do not have this one yet. So I need to find out what is my A also. So to find A, my x coordinate is 0. So what I need to do is just sub in x equals to 0. So my y will be equals to cosine 0 plus sine 0. And it will give me 1. So this case, this one is 0, 1. Then you know the height of the triangle, which is 1. Understand? So the height of the triangle is 1 unit. The base of the triangle is 3 pi over 4. Because over here, this is the first point that your curve cuts the x-axis. The graph maybe will cut another x-axis, but then that is behind already. We are not interested in that value. We want the first value. That's why we take the first one. It gives you the... Okay. Thanks. I have many mini teacher here to help me answer. Thank you very much. Okay. So find the area. So now we are ready to find the area. So I will write area of shaded will be equals to integrate the cosine x plus sine x with respect to x. Here 3 pi over 4 to 0. So sweep from 3 pi over 4 to 0. Always sweep towards the origin. So it's 3 pi over 4 to 0, big to small. And then after that, I want to minus the triangle. So minus half times base times height. This question, they ask us to correct to 3SF. So it is still fine. Why? Because you can just press the calculator when you sub in the value. But make sure that you must be in radian mode. Because cosine 3 pi over 4, you must work in radian mode. Yeah. So if it asks you to round off to 3SF, easy. Okay? If it asks you to put in exact form, then you need to know how to solve accordingly. Okay. Now come to here. Now let's start to integrate. So when we integrate cosine, we get sine x. So you have sine x. Integrate sine x is minus cosine x. So this is minus cosine x. So we're going to sub in 3 pi over 4 and 0. This is simply just 3 pi over 8. Later we just minus. Okay, so now let's sub in. So it will be sine 3 pi over 4 minus cosine 3 pi over 4. Subtract, put bracket, sine 0 minus cosine 0. Please put bracket because this is subtraction. Okay? If you don't put, then after that you get minus sine 0 minus cosine 0, then it's wrong already. This is supposed to be minus sine 0 plus cosine 0. And again, I must put my minus 3 pi over 4. And again, don't assume cosine 0 means it's 0. Common mistake my students always do is, they say cosine 0 is 0. But cosine 0 is 1. If you remember the cosine graph, cosine starts from 1. Okay? So in this case, because they never ask for exact form, so I'm going to press calculator and get the decimal. So we get 1.236. But actually, you can flip the fraction and divide. Flip one fraction and divide. What are you talking about? Okay. So round off to 3SF, I get 1.24 units square. Done. So, this is how you solve this part. Okay, just extra. What if, what if they ask for exact form for this area? Okay, so let's work out. 3 pi over 4. So usually what I do, I play cheat a little bit. So what I usually do is, as long as my pi is 180, right? So I know 3 times 180, then divide by 4. So it's 135 degree. So I know my 3 pi over 4 is 135 degree. Then I don't need to go to my radian mode. And then I just do in degree mode. Understand? So I will key in sine 135 minus cosine 135. This is the first part. This is the first part. Okay, my one is a bit... Cannot. I must show you how to do it exactly. Okay. Refer behind. I do on the full scale, okay? I scared no space. My calculator a bit play shit. My calculator will know how to put certs. Okay. This is question number 4. Question 4B. No problem. Okay, see here. Okay, I'm just showing you how you're going to change this to exact form. Actually, this method is wrong. Why am I wrong? I do for 11 years already. Can you tell me what is wrong or not? Ignore. Okay, let's continue. See, remember just now I see this one is 135, right? So you can do at the side. See, sine 135 degree, because this is a second quadrant, so it is equals to sine 45 degree. Of course, you all must know how to remember the special angle trigo ratio. So sine 45 is 1 over square root 2. So this one also cosine, this is cosine 135 degree. But this, in the second quadrant, cosine is negative. So this is minus cosine 45 degree. So this will be minus 1 over square root 2. Okay, sine 0. Sine 0 can press calculator, but you can always do the graph. You see, my sine 0. Where's my sine 0? Sine 0 is here. So therefore, my sine 0 is 0. Understand? Okay, how about cosine 0? See the cosine graph? Cosine 0 is here. So therefore, cosine 0 is 1. So you see, don't take it for granted that cosine 0 is 0. Please. Where do you get the sine 0 minus cosine 0? That's from the in front part here. Here, this question asks for 3SF. So actually, we don't need to do exact form. Press calculator can already. But I want to show you how I get exact form. In case the question says, find the area if in exact form. Oh, I forgot this one also. Minus 3 pi over 8. Okay, so now I have all the values already. So let's put in. So this one is 1 over square root 2. Subtract, see, subtract negative. So subtract negative 1 over square root 2. This is minus, sine 0 is 0, so it's just minus 0. Minus, this is plus. Cosine 0 is 1, so it's plus 1. Then don't forget we have this one. So let's simplify. So this one become 1 over square root 2 plus 1 over square root 2. So it becomes 2 over square root 2. Plus 1. Minus 3 pi over 8. If we want to do exact form. Why cosine 45 is negative? No, because cosine 135 is in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, cosine is negative. So the basic angle of 135 is 45. Therefore, it is equals to minus cosine 45. So it's equals to minus 1 over square root 2. Okay. So the exact form is not done yet because we cannot leave our denominator as surds. So I need to rationalize the first term. So it becomes 2 square root 2 over 2 plus 1 minus 3 pi over 8. So it becomes square root 2 plus 1 minus 3 pi over 8. Done. So if the question asks for exact form, you do it in this way. Understand? But this question asks for 3SF, so I don't have to go we don't have to do until like so long. Just press the calculator, then only make sure that you are in the radian mode, then you will get this answer. Got it? Okay, so the things that I want to highlight here is, when you subtract, please put the bracket. And also don't go and assume cosine 0 means it's 0. No. So I've already shown you that cosine 0 is 1. Okay, and then I also want to highlight about the exact form, which I already show it here. So this one I will also attach to a solution so you all can take a look. Okay, today TikTok live replay will only be uploaded tomorrow. Okay. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Okay, question number 5. So the diagram shows the cross-sectional area of a tunnel
So this is the tunnel. Okay, the shape of the arc tunnel can be modeled by this equation, y equals to blah, blah, blah. So this is a quadratic and it's a set face. They say the y represent the height and the x represent the horizontal distance from O, which is this way. So express y in the blah, blah, blah. So actually we just need to do our computing the square. Okay, AMath also have computing the square. But AMath computing the square is not so so tedious lah. So AMath computing the square is more complex. The number is like more so it's like you can see that we have minus 1.76 in front, but the concept is the same. So let me just write out the question first. So what you need to do is always factorize out the number first. In front is negative 1.76. So I'll take out x squared. So this one is plus. Plus when you take out negative, this is minus. Then you take 4.4 divide by 1.6. So you can put it as 5/2x. So let's do our computing the square. So now this one become a square bracket. Okay, this one will be x minus, take this coefficient which is 5/2, divide by 2. Divide by 2 is the same concept as sum half. So it's 5/4, close it, square minus backside square. So the backside is this 5/4. Okay, so this sign here minus will always follow this sign. So if this sign is plus, this is plus. So this sign follow here. And this second sign here is always subtraction. Be it whether this one minus or plus, this is definitely always subtract. Okay. So before I open up, let's simplify this first. So it is minus 1.76 x minus 5/4 square. This is minus 25/16. Now we're going to rainbow. Do you see that I am still in the square bracket? So remember to rainbow. So this one minus 1.76 rainbow with this is just side by side, no change. This time, this is negative times negative, this is plus. 1.76 multiplied by 25/6 is 11/4. Okay, so this is how you do the computing the square, which is in this form. Okay, if you want, you can also write out, okay, where follow them. Just the A, it's minus 1.76. You want to put it in fraction also can. You see minus 1.76, it is improper fraction. Okay, you want to say it is negative 44/25 is also okay. The B, okay, this is minus, so the B I can just put the positives. So my B is 5/4. Okay, you want to again put a decimal which is 1.25, it is also fine. C, over here is plus 11/4. So I just write C is 11/4. Again, you want to put it in decimal, it's also fine because it's a nice decimal, terminating decimal. So this is 2.75. Okay, so that's for part A. Just doing computing the square. Okay, part B. Part B say hence otherwise state the coordinate of the highest point of the tunnel. So some students know how to find the turning point after they do the computing the square. Actually, it's very straightforward. Okay, you can see that, oh, what make this one 0, and then they just so-called memorize. But for those who don't quite understand, maybe you can just memorize by saying, okay, I want to make this portion 0. So you let x minus 5/4 square equals to 0. So x minus 5/4 equals to 0. So my x is equals to 5/4. Okay, and I want to find out what is the corresponding y when my x is 5/4. So you sub x equals to 5/4 into this one. So my y will be minus 1.76. 5/4 minus 5/4 square plus 11/4. This one definitely will be 0 because in the first place we're trying to find the x that give it 0. So this is 0. 0 square is 0. 0 times anything, this is 0. So this whole thing is 0. 0 plus 11/4 is just a behind. So that is why actually, if for students, one look we can know that, oh, okay, what x value give this 0? It is 5/4. And then after that, when this is 0, what is the whole y, which is 11 over 4. Okay? So therefore, my highest point is the x is 5 over 4, and then the y is 11 over 4. So that is my highest point. Okay, you want to put in decimal, it's also fine. Okay, you want to put as 1.25 comma 2.75 is also fine. Okay, so that is okay. So now we want to find out this. Is it possible for a lorry that is 1.8 meter wide? This is wide now, and then 2 meter tall. So this one is the height. So in this case, height is y equals to 2. Okay, so in the diagram, what I want to do is the line y equals to 2, I draw a horizontal line y equals to 2. How I know is here is because my highest point is 2.75. So y equals to 2 is definitely below, but you don't have to draw exact. So draw this so-called horizontal line. So our task is to find what is this x value and what is this x value. Okay, then after that, we will know that whether the width is enough to squeeze in the lorry. The lorry whether can squeeze in or not. So let's start in y equals to 2. So we will have 2 equals to minus 1.76 x minus 5 over 4 square plus 11 over 4. Okay, so I'm going to bring this whole thing to the left hand side. So it will be 1.76 x minus 5 over 4 square equals to 11 over 4. This one bring over minus 2. Okay, so x minus 5 over 4 square equals to 11 over 4 minus 2. That will give us 0.75. This is this part. Then here over is multiplied by 1.76, correct? So I'm going to bring the 1.76 over. So it becomes divided by 1.76. So divided by 1.76, that will give us, okay, so it's a funny decimal, so we just put it in the fraction form first. So it will be x minus 5 over 4 square equals to 75 over 176. Then we're going to do square root. So x minus 4 is equals to square root 75 over 176 plus minus. So I have a positive square root. I also have this negative square root. Okay, so our x will be this plus 5 over 4. So square root 75 over 176 plus 5 over 4. X is equals to minus square root 75 over 176 plus 5 over 4. So we will have square root fraction 75 over 176. So make sure you out the square root, and then plus 5 over 4. So we have 1.90279. Round off to 3SF, 1.90. This side, so just go back and key the negative. So we have 0.5972, 0.597. Okay, so now go back to our diagram. So the 0.597 means is here 0.597. Then the 1.9 is here. So let's find out what is the width. Okay, so we're going to take 1.90 minus 0.597. So 1.9 minus 0.597, that will give us 1.3. 1.303. Okay, so for a height 2, okay, here the width is only 1.303. And you can see that the lorry is 1.8 meter. Okay, so this is less than 1.8 meter. So therefore, the lorry is not able to pass through the tunnel.
Question number 6. Okay, this is a polynomial question. This is not tough, it's just that there's a lot of A, quite tedious. So you need to be very careful. Can you just use the height? Can already. Okay, let's continue to question number 6. Can let me drink a little bit of water? Let me see how many likes. 9.5k. Okay lah, give you all easy task. How many to like until 10k can already? Okay, let me drink water first. Wow, good. 2 sips of water, I get 10k like already. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay, let's continue. So, I would say this question is not tough as long as you understand the polynomial remainder and factor theorem. But it's because you need to sub in a lot of A, so you need to be very careful. See here, the remainder when this polynomial is divided by x minus A is twice the remainder when it is divided by x plus A. So, first I need to give the name, because this one no name, nameless expression. So we have to say let let fx equals to x cubed plus 17x squared plus 7x minus 9. So please remember to name it, because sometimes the question say fx equals to blah blah blah. This one say the remainder when this one is divided by, they never give a name, so you got to let fx equals to blah blah blah. You want to use gx, you want to use hx, also doesn't matter, understand? Okay, now they tell me the remainder when divided by x minus a is twice. So it means that I sub in my a, okay, I put it as 2r lah, 2r. Then when I divided by x plus a, means that my f minus a is r. Okay, so fa 2r and f minus a is equals to r. See, because they say this one is twice, this one is twice, No, the r is just a remainder. It represents the remainder. We don't know what is the remainder. I just want to let it be 2r to show you that their remainder, the difference is twice. Yes, let r be the remainder. Okay? Because they say when divided by x minus a is twice the remainder when divided by this. So when I have this, you will know that when you want to form equation later, okay, it will be FA means I'm going to replace all the x to become A. So it will be A cubed plus 17A squared plus 7A minus 9. This is FA. Now equal F minus A means I'm going to replace with minus A. So you see, it's very careful because this is negative. So it will be, where's my 3? Oh, sorry, here. So it will be minus A cubed plus 17 minus A squared plus 7 minus A minus 9. But take note, I need to put a 2. I need to put a 2. This is 2r. This is r. In order to become an equation, this side must times 2, correct? So I will write 2 and then this way. Okay, this question got 9. So you make sure you write longer because it look like an A. You understand? Okay, so you got to use your bracket carefully because there's a lot of negative. So now over here, let's simplify. So A cubed plus 17A squared plus 7A minus 9 is equals to 2. This one negative, this is odd. So this is still minus A cubed. Minus, this is even number, so this one become positive already. So it's plus 17A squared minus 7A minus 9. So now rainbow the 2 in. So this side will be minus 2a cubed plus 34a squared minus 14a minus 18. A cubed plus 17a squared plus 7a minus 9. So actually everything just throw to the left hand side. So I will have a cubed plus 2a cubed plus 17a squared minus 34a squared plus 7a plus 14a minus 9 plus 18 equals to 0. So after simplifying, you get 3a cubed minus 17a squared plus 21a plus 9 equals to 0. So is it exactly the same? So shown. So it is not tough, it's just that you need to be very careful because first you have 9 and a. So common mistake is student write the 9 like a A or look like the A right like the 9, then you got it wrong. Why I see some people siao one, I think study until the brain fried already. Why I see him or her scold me? Okay. Then after that, things like, okay, over here, because here is negative, so you need to be careful. This one is common mistake that students always meet. Odd number, so it still become negative. Even number, so it become positive. So you got to be very careful with this part. I think ban already lah. I think ban already. It's just that usually Saturday and Sunday have a lot of 这种无聊的人. Yeah. I think my moderator every Sunday the finger 要断掉了. Okay, now over here, solve the equation. Okay, and then again, I have to highlight again and again. Solving cubic equation, I know you all can press calculator, but 5 marks, so you still need to show the steps, okay? Please don't press the calculator and give the 3 answer, you will not get the marks, understand? Okay, so now over here, they say solve the equation. So I want to let, I will give a name for the polynomial. This is an expression. Although this is here, but this polynomial is in terms of a. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to say, okay, let GA, you want to let HA, YA also can, but important is, it must be in terms of a, so it's a here. So this one is in terms of x, that's why you see this one is x. Let GA equals to 3a cubed minus 17a squared plus 21a plus 9. My task now is to factorize this. Okay, factorize this. That's why you see I don't write the equals to 0. My task now is I just want to factorize the cubic expression. Okay, so first thing is, of course, you press calculator, you know, right? When I press the calculator, they will give me these two solutions. Okay, then we take the easy number, which is a 3. So we have to fake a bit. We say, okay, I'm going to try a minus 3. So suck in G3. I have to 3 cubed minus 17 3 squared plus 21 3 plus 9. Of course, it must give me 0 because this is a factor. Then you have to say, therefore, a minus 3 is a factor. And please state factor theorem. Don't ask me question. Don't write factor theorem will deduct mark. Again, I tell you, I already tell you must write, so must write, right? Again, I said don't give any chance for teacher to deduct your mark, right? Okay. Before you ask me, I reply you already. Okay, so now, after I get my first factor, then to get the quadratic, I need to do my long division. So we got to take this 3a cubed minus 17a squared plus 21a plus 9. Divide this by a minus 3. So I go a bit fast because this one actually I did quite a lot of did many times in the past already. So 3a squared, so this one is 3a cubed minus 9a squared. When you subtract, please remember to put a bracket. Minus 17 plus 9 will be minus 8a squared plus 21a. Okay, then what I'll do? Okay. This side will be minus 8a. Rainbow minus 8a square plus 24a. Subtract, put bracket. 21 minus 24, so it's minus 3a. Last number plus 9. This one is negative 3 minus 3a plus 9. Make sure that you get 0. If you don't get 0, please check your division. Because a minus 3 is a factor, we expect a remainder 0. So now we have our quadratic factor. Now we will say, okay, so GA is equals to a minus 3 and 3a squared minus 8a minus 3. So it is equals to a minus 3, and then this is 3a plus 1. And my students, if you are here, later when you want to plan to send me question, Teacher Kangie will not reply already. I think after this TikTok live, I will KO already. Okay, I will definitely respond tomorrow, Okay, then, so this is, I already factorized successfully. So now I want to solve the equation. So I will say for my GA equals to 0, you got to let it be 0, So then we will say, okay, a minus 3 equals to 0, or 3a plus 1 equals to 0. So we have a equals to 3 and a equals to negative 1/3. Done. Yes, I mentioned already. I know we press calculator can get the answer. But this is a 5 marks question. You touch your conscience, you ask yourself, if you are the teacher, you press calculator, you give me the answer, do you think you will give your student the 5 marks? Of course, if you want to be naughty and tell me that, yes, of course I will give 5 marks, then okay, then you will just don't write the full steps. Okay? At your own risk. Okay? Next, killer topic, but my favorite topic. Not here. What topic is this? My favorite topic. But I know a lot of students hate this topic. But I can tell you. What happened? What you all keep talking about? Calculator. Binomial. Again, for those who are very weak in binomial, can go to my YouTube channel and search for binomial. I believe there's a lot of questions I did before. Okay, this one small tricky only small tricky. They're just playing around with the words. No, cannot chat here. You want to ask us math problem. Okay. Next week they O-level AMath. No time for chit chat now. Serious moment. Okay, by considering the general term in the binomial over here, where a is a constant, explain why every term is dependent on x. This is more tricky. So when they say that every term is dependent on x, okay, what they are trying to say is all the terms have x. There is no constant. Agree or not? So when they say this, they are saying that no constant term. In other words, it means that no x to the power of 0. There's no term that is x to the power of 0. 16 or 17 take O-level. But of course, there are private students who take O-level. So, not necessarily must be 16 and 17. Okay, so this actually means that no constant term. There's no term that has x to the power of 0. That's what they are trying to say. So the general term formula is TR plus 1. Okay, the power, so 7CR. A is the first term. 7 minus R. Then B in this case is 1 over ax squared, 1 over ax squared. and then this one is R. So this is the general term formula. Okay, they want you to prove that. So in other words, they are trying to tell you to prove that there is no x to the power of 0 lah. Can I use n instead of r? No, of course no. N is this 7 eh. So your n is 7 eh. R is r eh. R and n is two different things ah. Don't get yourself confused ah. N is the power. R is r ah. It's two different things ah. Okay, so now let's analyze which is the term, which is the component that contribute to my x. Okay, so I want this and this. Okay, the green color one the part whereby I did not circle means that they actually contribute to only the coefficient. So now I want x to the power of 7 minus r, x to the power, because this one is at the denominator, so this is minus 2r. To simplify this is x 7 minus 3r, because same base multiply, you add the power, so I get x to the power of 7 minus 3r. No, not x doesn't exist. This is the binomial general term formula. So what I need to do is, see so I let 7 minus 3r equals to 0. They asked me to prove that there's no x to the power of 0. So this is okay. Okay, we just say that then we try to find the r that give us x, our power is 0. So you let 7 minus 3r equals to 0. So it will be 3r equals to 7. So my r will be 7 over 3. Okay, so you see your r must be an integer. So when you get this, so you will say, okay, since r is not an integer, it means there is no term that is independent of x. And so every term is dependent on x. Done. Huh? Can we just what convert? No. This is the only way you can do this question. Okay, general term. This is the standard one to find out what is the r that give us the term that we are interested. So in this case, I let it be 0 because I want to find x to the power of 0. So after I do it, my r is not an integer. So it means that we will not have any term which is x to the power of 0. Need to state positive or just in the integer is enough. Because binomial, in the first place, the power must be positive already. Okay? Okay, now, this part B, they say the coefficient of x in the expansion blah 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 is 7 over 3. Find the possible value of A. So some students get themselves confused. They say, they say, you tell me here got no x term, then now over here you tell me x. If you don't, okay, so read carefully. This one we found was x to the power of 0, right? This one is x to the power of 1. This is x to the power of 1. This is x to the power of 1. We don't have to redo the whole thing, understand? We just use this 7 minus 3r equals to 1. So we have 3r equals to 6, so my r equals to 2. R equals to 2 means that is the third term. So that means we are interested in the third term. So now we pull back our general term formula. So the third term, the r is 2. My n is 7, so 7c2 x 7 minus 2 1 over ax squared and 2. 7c2 is 21. This is x to power of 5. This is 1 over a squared x4. Huh? Okay. So now you see x5 and x4 cancel is x. So in the end actually is 21 over a squared x. So they tell us that the coefficient is 7 over 3. Coefficient is only this part. So some students say, 21 over a squared x equals to 7 over 3. How to do? How to do? So coefficient is only referring to this one. So don't put in your x. Dot, dot, dot. What's wrong, Kamran, Ravi? Why you call my name out? Okay. So now you will say, okay, so therefore our 21 over a squared is equals to 7 over 3. Cross multiply, 7a squared equals to 63. A squared equals to 9. So you see, over here they say values. And I look carefully, they say a is constant. They never say a must be positive or negative. Therefore, our a is equals to 3 or negative 3. Two answer. C is here. The divide. You see, the calculator divide here got NCR. You got to press shift, then you get this one. So just now this one is 7C2. 7 shift divide 2. 7C2. And that's how you get your 21. Yeah, shift divide. Most calculator lah. Exam won't come out and ask you to explain NCR leh. Exam also won't ask me to explain what is binomial. I see all this funny question. Can ask me more realistic question or not? Okay, come. Let's move on. So this is how you do this binomial question 7. Next question. Ta-da! Rate of change. This is an important question because many students always don't know how to do this similar triangle one. I think they disturb me, right? Javen girlfriend. I also think they disturb me only. This question important. Okay, so now let's read the question. A piping bag is in the shape of a cone with radius 20, height 30. Okay, this one the diagram a bit error. So you see here 0 cm. It's supposed to be 30 cm. There's an error with the diagram. Okay, a baker filled the piping bag with a letter of x. Okay, the depth is x here. The radius is r here. When piping, the frosting is squeezed out. See here? Squeeze out. Squeeze out is the same thing as leak out, correct? Okay? So, you need to say that your dv dt is equals to negative 80. When they talk about leaking out, okay, squeeze out means that it is reducing, right? So you got to put minus. Common mistake is student never put the minus. No, when we just now you all said just now the question. Wait. No, this one is because you see a square is 9. When you square root, you got plus minus what? Correct now? So that's why I get 3 or negative 3. This A is inside here. So this A need not be positive or negative, right? It can be not positive or negative one. And this one, they put values, they're already hinting you that you have more than one value. And I also take the extra effort to check, oh, they mention A is a constant. They never particularly mention A is positive constant. Or they never mention A is negative constant. Constant means it's number ma. So it can be positive or negative. So in this situation, I square root 9. Square root, you should have 3 or negative 3. Because 3 times 3 give you 9. Negative 3 times negative 3 also give you 9. Okay. Back to here. Yo, when is the live ending? I haven't complained tired. You all already want to leave. Faint already. Okay. Ending at 7. Ending at 7. But again, it depends whether I can finish the question. I have 13 questions to do. Now, I'm only at number 8. I still got 9, 10, 11, and 12, and 13. Okay. So like I mentioned, question 8, you got to put minus because it's squeezed out. You have gone live for the... Consider taking a break for a while. Huh? The TikTok. So funny one. 这个是 TikTok send 的吗？还是 some students send? You have gone live for 90 minutes today. Consider taking a break for a while. Okay, so see, now they ask you to show that the volume of the frosting, okay, is given by blah blah blah. So this is just a cone, So cone formula V is equals to 1/3 pi r square, and the height in this case is x. So the one you see here, your formula V in terms of x. So my formula now is V in terms of mixture of R and X. So the TikTok very considerate and asked me to rest. So I should rest, right? After this question, I should rest, right? Who agree? Okay. Okay, so I will need to change my R to become X. So how do I change my R to become X? So whenever you see this question, okay, we will do the similar. Hello, Fauzi. We're going to do the similar triangle. Yeah, similar figure. So small over big. So we will have R over 20, small r over big R equals to small height over big height. Then make R the subject. Okay. Cross multiply. Thanks, the Lin Quader SG. Your nickname too long. But I remember, I know you are regular here. Okay, cross multiply 30R equals to 20X. So make R the subject because I want to change my R to become X. So R will become 20X over 30. Simplify, so my R is 2/3 X. So this is how, see, this question a lot of students don't know. Why? Because they don't know how to come up with a formula that relate between R and X. Okay, sometimes the question very straightforward one. They will give you additional information to form the subject. Form the equation and make subject. But this one, they never give you anything. So you need to know this is linked to the similar triangle. Okay, then you know, oh, okay, so R equals to 2/3 X. So that means V is equals to 1/3 pi R. Replace it with 2/3 X square and X. So I have 1/3 pi 2 squared. So this is 4 over 9X square and X. So 1/3 times 4 over 9 is 4 over 27 pi X cubed. Ta-da! Exactly the same. Shown. Okay. So touch wood. If during exam you cannot do the first part, just straight away use this formula and do the second and the third part. Okay, don't straight away skip the whole thing. You see this one got how many marks? This is 10 marks question. Okay, so now what they want me to find? They say find the rate of change of the depth of the frosting when R equals to 12. The depth is X. So that means they want to find what is dx dt equals to question mark when my r equals to 12. This is your objective. Okay, so let's find my dv dx first. So dv dx, look at here, bring down the 3. So 427 times 3. So it is 3 times 4 over 27 pi x squared. So when you simplify, this one becomes 4 over 9. So this is my dv dx. Okay, then over here, I'm going to form the chain. 3 component, dv dx, dx dt, and our dv dt. So this component, and this component. These 3, we need to form it, connect. So it will become dv dt equals to dv dx multiplied by dx dt. So fill in the blank. dv dt minus 80. Remember the minus. This question is in the. This question is quite often always come out one. Okay. So this side will be minus 80. dv dx is 4 pi x squared. So 4 over 9 pi x squared. Now the bad news is they tell me to find dx dt when r equals to 12. But my dv dx is in terms of x. How? It's okay. We can actually use this and find out what is the corresponding x. So I will say, okay, my r is 12, right? So 12 equals to 2/3 x. So my x will be 18. Then I put in this 18 here, understand? So no need to panic. I say, hi, what my formula? This one will not have r leh. How? Actually you already have it. Just change it accordingly. Then dx dt is the unknown that you're supposed to find. Okay, this question never say exact form, so that means you can just press the calculator. So I want to solve dx dt. So dx dt will be equals to this divided by this. So minus 80 divided by 4 over 9 pi 18 squared. So this whole thing press calculator, we get negative 0.1768. So round off to 3SF, negative 0.177 cm per second. They say find the rate of change. So that's why I put in the negative. If today they say find the decreasing rate, okay, then you have to put, don't need to put the negative. This one say change, so you can put the negative, understand? Done. So this is 3SF. Next, they say hence find the rate of change of the radius of the blah 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 when r equals to 12. This actually is linked to this formula over here. Because you see, very easy one. Okay, you see what they want first. They say they want rate of change of the radius. So that means they ask for dr dt equals to question mark when r equals to 12. Correct? Then you look at your question. Okay? Actually, you see a few ways of doing it. Because you have v in terms of x. Of course, if I want to change v in terms of r, I can. But a bit tedious, I need to change. So you look around and see what you have. I already found my dx dt here. Here, one dr dt. Do I have a formula that relates x and r? Yes, I have, which is here. Right? I already have a formula which is r in terms of x. If increasing, shouldn't it still have the negative sign since the depth is decreasing? They never put increasing leh. They only ask you what's the rate of change. So minus lor. The depth is decreasing what? Okay, so what I need to do is, I need a formula we relate between r and x. So which is here. So r is equals to 2/3 x. So we will do dr dx here. This one very straightforward because differentiate r with respect to x is just 2/3. So now I have dr dt, dr dx, and dx dt. We form our chain again. So we will have because it's r in terms of x, so it will be dr dt equals to dr dx multiplied by dx dt. So dr dt is the unknown. Keep it as unknown. dr dx I have it, which is just 2/3. dx dt is just now we found it already. Please put the long number. So multiply by negative 0.1768. So in the end, I get negative 0.1768 multiplied by 2/3. That will give us negative 0.1178. So round off to 3SF, I get negative 0.118 cm per second. Done. 3SF. Huh? Why you need to press calculator for the dx dt? You mean this one? This one just press minus 80 divided by 4/9. Okay, you want to play safe, you can actually put this one as a bracket. So 4/9. So let's see, I put bracket times pi times 18 square. Close it. This is how you key in. This part, this one, So make use of bracket. Okay, because if you never put bracket, maybe they will do from left to right. Because you're supposed to calculate this one first, then divide. You understand? You see, if you don't put bracket, most likely you will not get the same because they will do from left to right. If you do like that, then you will not get the answer already. Correct? So you got to put bracket so that they will work out this part first. Then you will get it correct. Okay, so we are done with this question. Important question. Okay, question number 9. Uh, 9A is actually easy. 9B is a bit tricky. This is a logarithm question. Just checking. Let me see how many questions I have. Question 9. Question 10 quite fast. Question 11 is trigo. Okay. Question 12 maximum minimum. Question 13 coordinate geometry. Okay, can lah. No problem. Okay. Okay, this one. They say P is equals to log 3y. They ask you to express log y27 in terms of P. So what I'm going to do is, I want to change this to base 3. Okay. So log y27, I want to change to base 3. So put a fraction. Then after that, change to log 3, 27 is at the top. Y is at the denominator. 27 is 3 to the power of 3. So it is log 3 to the power of 3 over log 3y. Wow, what's the recommended time management? Finish paper 30 minutes earlier. Wow, I think everybody dream of that. Just don't spend too much time on a question. Like if you know that this question A, you cannot think of it, how to do it, circle the question and move on first. Please move on. Don't stuck in one question for too long. Okay, then after that, then you come back. Just don't stuck in one question too long. Of course, we want to finish this ASAP, then so that you have time to check. Okay, but not every day Sunday, right? I mean, sometimes the more practice you have, the more the faster you will complete the questions. If you don't have enough practice, you will spend too much time on one question, then you will not be able to finish the paper. Okay, so now bring down the power, so it will be 3 log 3 over log 3y, and log 3 is 1, so it becomes 3 over log 3y, and our log 3y over here is p, so that's why this one is just 3 over p. So actually all I did was just make use of the change of base. Okay, now this one, this is quite a tough one. Okay, they asked us to solve this equation. Okay, this one a bit okay, I'm going to put it at this side here. I want to change this one to base 3. This log 5 minus x3. I want to change this to base 3. So put a fraction. So it will be log 3, this is 3, and this is 5 minus x. So this one will be 1 over log 3. This one is must put bracket, so it's 5 minus x because it's log this whole thing 5 minus x. See here, my denominator here is this. So 1 over this is simply this. So this part I change to base 3 as well. So I'm going to do base 3. This is x cubed. This is 3 to the power of 3. This one just don't need to change anything first. Just put as log 3, 6 because it's already base 3. Here, I want to talk about this one. Okay, this is 1 over this. Okay, let me explain a little bit how I shift. Later, you'll ask me, why suddenly become like that? So, this one is like 1 over A, for example. And then over here, I did my A and I found that it is 1 over B. So now I want to put this, I will pull this back, right? So it becomes 1 over B. So it's equals to B. Understand? See, this is 1 over A, which over here, my A, I change it to base 3, which is 1 over B. So if I pull this back, 1 over B is B. Understand? So over here, I can straight away put that this is log 3, 5 minus x. Got it? Okay, so now this both is base 3 is minus, so combine it become divide. So this one become log 3, 6 divided by 5 minus x. This side, okay, see my denominator. So this is actually log 3x 3 over 3. Agree or not? What I did was power law, the 3 I bring it in front. The denominator is log 3, 3 ma. So again bring it in front, so it's just 3. And the 3 can cancel. Therefore, it becomes log 3x equals to log 3, 6 over 5 minus x. So now both sides single logarithm already, can remove the log 3. So therefore, x is equals to 6 over 5 minus x. Cross multiply, x times 5 minus x equals to 6. 5x minus x squared minus 6 equals to 0. Okay, minus x squared plus 5x minus 6 equals to 0. X squared minus 5x plus 6 equals to 0. So factorize this using cross method. So we have x minus 3, x minus 2 equals to 0, x equals to 3 or x equals to 2. Done. Okay, so this question be a bit small tough, a little bit tough only. The only complex part is this part whereby I do it separately. Understand? Okay. Okay, we're done with this logarithm. Let's move on to question 10. So this question 10 actually not that tough, but it is the thing whereby about the the n naught thing. N naught. Okay, n naught. So this, they tell me that the formula quantity n is the number of the bacteria, is it? I think so lah. Then overlap, multiply themselves under ideal case based on this formula. So the formula is n equals to n naught e to the power of, this is t over 7. So I'm going to write it as 1 over 7t. So this is the formula to calculate. So what I'm going to do is, you need to know that n naught is the initial. See, the n naught represent the initial n. That means when t equals to 0. Index topic. You mean indices, is it? You definitely have indices in AMath, but they don't call it indices now. They call it, it's actually under the topic exponential. Last time they call it indices. Now still have, but it's under called the, you know, the topic logarithm exponential. Yeah, so under exponential. So you see, when t equals to 0, my n is equals to n naught. So when they say that, find the time taken for the quantity to be twice of the initial quantity. So what is twice the initial? So that twice the initial simply means is 2 times n naught. Agree? Okay? When they say twice the initial quantity means is 2 n naught. So what I need to do is, I just need to sub in my n is equals to 2 n naught. So it will be 2 n naught equals to n naught e to the power of 1 over 7t. Now this one multiply, bring the n naught over, 2 n naught divided by n naught equals to e to the power of 1 over 7t. Cancel the n naught, so that means 2 equals to e to the power of 1 over 7t. Now ln both sides. Because e is involved, so we choose to ln. So ln both sides. So ln 2 equals to ln e 1 over 7t. And ln e is 1. So therefore, my t is simply ln 2 divided by 1 over 7. So press the calculator, 4.852, round off to 3SF, 4.85 minutes. Done. Okay, so this is not a tough question. The only thing is you need to know how this, what is this n naught thing. So n naught simply means it's just like a constant. Like for example, if I say formula y equals to kx, and then I say k is a constant. So over here is like, oh, n equals to n naught e to the power of t over 7. Then I tell you n naught is a constant. Okay, it's just that this symbol a bit seem disgusting lah, but it simply means it's just a variable, understand? Okay, so n naught is the initial n. So when they say twice the initial, it means that my n is equals to 2 n naught. Okay, so that's for question 10. Okay, let's move on. Question 11, which is the trigo. Is anyone still here learning? Or you already picha already? Picha, that means I off work already lah. Come, give me a 1 if you all want me to continue. Give me a 2 if you want me to stop. Type in a 1. What is 3, yeah? Okay, can. Okay, 好。为了你，我忍。Let's do 3 more questions. 11, 12, and 13. Okay, this question 11 is trigo. Question 12 is maximum minimum differentiation. Question 13 is coordinate geometry. Okay, so now proving. Okay, so they want me to prove the identity. This one equals to right hand side. Okay, sometimes two-way traffic also can. Left prove to right or right prove to left also can. But this one obviously is definitely must be left to right because the left is very complex. Okay. So let's have our left hand side. So left hand side is equals to, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine into a single fraction. So you look at the denominator, sine x and cosine x. So over sine x cosine x. So the left hand side must multiply by cosine x. So I will write sine 2x cosine x minus cosine 2x must multiply by sine x. Okay? Then after that, because your right hand side is single x. Yes, got record, but tomorrow then they will upload to my YouTube channel. Okay, so we're going to convert the sine 2x. Sine 2x only got one formula to change only. So this is just 2 sine x cosine x. And then after that, this one cosine 2x. Cosine 2x, we actually have 3 formula to choose, correct? So how do I know whether I want to change to which one? Okay, because my right hand side here is sine x, so I'm going to change this to sine square x. So I'll put as 1 minus 2 sine square x and sine x. Denominator no change, just put there sine x cosine x. So what I did here is I changed my sine 2x to 2 sine x cosine x. This is double formula. Take from the formula list. Cosine 2x has 3 identity. So I choose to change it to the sine. Again, this one convert is to use the formula list. Okay, then let's simplify. So this one cosine x times cosine x is square. So I put it as 2 sine x cosine square x. This one minus 1 times sine x, so it's minus sine x. This one careful, minus minus, so this is plus. Then with a 2, then sine square x times sine x. So it is 2 sine cube x. The whole thing over sine x cosine x. So how do we simplify this? Okay, I'm going to take out common factor sine x because all 3 terms have sine x. Do you see that? Okay, so I'm going to take out sine x. I will have 2 cosine square x here plus 2 sine square x. This is sine cube x. I take out sine x, I still have a square. Then also, of course, we still have this one, which is minus 1. Because minus sine x, I take out sine x, I still left with a minus 1. Then the whole thing over sine x cosine x. So, denominator got sine x, numerator got sine x, cancel. So now I left with the top. So over here, the top part, this, I'm going to use the identity sine square x cosine square x is equals to 1. So I'm going to take out the 2 first. So I will have the cosine square x plus sine square x minus 1 over cosine x. This one is 1. So it becomes 2 times 1 minus 1. So 2 times 1 minus 1 over cosine x, which is 1 over cosine x, which is, see, this is the third letter C. So this is secant x. So which is equals to right hand side. Shown. Okay, so this is double angle proving. Okay, double angle proving. Okay, now part B. Part B says solve the equation blah 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 blah. Okay, this one got a little bit more tricky. Why? If you look at it, common mistake is what? Common mistake is students say, oh, must be same lah. Straight away take and then after that solve it. But do you notice that this one is 1 sine 2x and 1 cosine 2x. Then you see here, this is 2 sine 2x and 2 cosine 2x. So actually they give an extra 2, correct or not? So in this case, this one is 2 secant x. So actually I need to times 2. Okay. Then after that, equal it to 3 cosine x plus 1. So how do we solve this? We can't change this. We can't change cosine x. We can't change 1. The only thing we can change is this secant x. third letter is C, so it will be 2 over cosine x equals to 3 cosine x plus 1. Correct now? Then what do? Bring the cosine x to the other side now. So now 2 equals to 2 cosine square x plus cosine x. So now it becomes a 3 cosine square x plus cosine x. Bring this over, so it's minus 2 equals to 0. Now factorize this using cross method. So we will have 3 cosine x minus 2 cosine x plus 1 equals to 0. This one got one part tricky. Later I tell you why. So far, okay? Any question before I move on? Part A, simply just change all the double angle to the single trigo angle. And then just simplify and use identity. Okay, part B is you just need to be careful that there's the extra 2. So actually it's 2 secant x instead of secant x. So far all okay. I move on. Can I show the cross method? Okay, so actually this one, you see, this is actually a quadratic equation solving cosine x. Do you agree that this is actually 3u squared plus u minus 2 equals to 0? Whereby my u is cosine x lah. Agree? Some students cannot see straightforward, then you can just put it as in terms of u. Then you want to do the cross method. So this is 3u squared minus 2 plus u. So this is 3u and u. This one will be 2 and 1. 1 plus here. So plus minus. So this one will be plus 3u. Here will be minus 2u. So this side correct, this side correct, this side correct. So that's how we get 3u minus 2 and u plus 1. But my u, of course, is cosine x. That's why it is 3 cosine x minus 2 cosine x plus 1. Right? So now we will have cosine x equals to 2/3. We have cosine x equals to negative 1. Okay, cosine x equals to negative 1. Okay, see here. This one is the tricky part. Okay, where is cosine negative 1? Which is here. Okay, so my x is 180 degree. But we will reject this. Why we reject this? Look at the original equation. Do you see that the denominator got x? So over here, our sine x cannot be 0. My cosine x also cannot be 0. Because we cannot have denominator equals to 0. Right? Cosine x is negative 1. So it did not become this. So it's fine. But you see, if my x is 180 degree, my sine x is equals to 0. Which means that divide by 0 it will be invalid. So I will reject here because you can write because sine 180 equals to 0. And denominator cannot be 0. Okay? Most students will forget to reject this one. Because they forget to put it back to the original equation, then they realize it's invalid. The denominator becomes 0. So now, let's solve this side. Cosine x is equals to 2/3. Cosine positive is in the first and fourth quadrant. So let's find my basic angle. So it will be cosine inverse 2/3. So in the degree mode, so it is just 48.1896 degree. And first and fourth quadrant, so it will be x is equals to the basic angle 48.1896. Fourth quadrant is 360 minus the basic. So therefore, round off, you get 48.2 degree, and this one is 311.8 degree. So we only have two answers. Did you differentiate sine 2x? Huh? Differentiate sine 2x. Where got sine 2x? I never do any differentiation here leh. The 11a is trigo proving, 11b is solve trigo equation eh. A bit confused. You want me to show how to differentiate sine 2x or what? How is cosine 2x become 1 minus? That one is identity, formula. Cosine 2x can change to 3 identity. I can't find my formula list lah. I cannot find my formula list. Okay, it's identity. It's from the formula list. Is amplitude of graph the always first number? Oh, how do you get 2 sine x? Sine 2x. Again, this is double angle of sine 2x is from the formula list. You change it to 2 sine x cosine x. The amplitude of the graph, always the first number. The number in front of the sine or the number in front of the cosine is the amplitude. Okay, for tangent, there's no amplitude. If you see my video, I mentioned, I already talked about that tangent has no amplitude. Because there's no maximum, there's no minimum. It's infinity. Okay, let's move on to question 12. Second last question, 12 and 13, and we are done. So question 12 is a maximum minimum question. Is there integration or differentiation of sine, cosine, and tangent? Of course. O-level AMath learn differentiation and integration of trigo. Only N-level AMath don't learn differentiation and integration of trigo. Okay, question 12. Okay, they say is 10. PR is the diameter. So this one use a little bit of the property of a circle because PR is the diameter. So therefore, this is 90 degree. Okay, so we will have to say angle RQP is equals to 90 degree. This is angle in semicircle. Actually, a lot of previously got one student tell me that I must put right angle. No, actually, I did a few question or revision the answer sheet. Just put angle in a semicircle. All along, I just put angle in a semicircle. I don't put right angle in semicircle. Okay, so this one is 90 degree. So we know that x and 10 cm, then this we can use is a right angle triangle. Now they ask you to explain why the area of the shaded region is blah, blah, blah. So by looking at the diagram, you know the area of the shaded is, we're going to take the circle, area of circle minus the area of the triangle. Okay. So before that, I'm going to find out what is my diameter. So my RP will be equals to x squared plus 10 squared square root because it's Pythagoras theorem. So let's simplify this a little bit. Because this is diameter, so to find my radius, I will half multiply by this square root x squared plus 100. I cannot do anything to the square root. Please don't change anything and just keep it in this form. The only thing I change is 10 squared already as 100. Okay, so now let's find the area of the circle. So area of circle, formula is pi r squared. And my radius is this one. So throw this inside. See, I don't have to worry already because when I square a square root, it disappears, right? So pi is outside, so there's no, just put pi. Half square is 1/4. So it's 1/4. And then this one is just the inside, so it's x squared plus 100. So if I simplify, this is actually pi over 4 x squared plus 100. So that's the area of the circle. So now let's find the area of the triangle. So area of triangle RPQ is just half times base times height. In this case, it's just half times 10 times x. So it's just 5x. The area of the shaded is circle minus triangle. So my area of shaded will be equals to circle minus triangle. So it's pi over 4x squared. Okay, I put this one. Minus 5x. So this is my area of my shaded. But they want me to prove under this, right? So we need to simplify a little bit. So just rainbow this pi over 4 inside. So this is pi over 4x squared. This one pi over 4 times 100. You don't panic with the pi, okay? The pi is just take it like alphabet. So actually, you just do 1/4 times 100. 1/4 times 100 is 25. So you actually get plus 25 pi. Understand? 1/4 times 100 is 25. Then the pi I just put there only. Then minus 5 over x. So you see, you compare, we just need to rearrange a little bit. So 25 pi plus pi over 4x squared minus 5x. Shown. Okay, so it's not tough. Firstly is area of shaded, we know that it's circle minus triangle. So the tough part is you need to know that property of circle, this is 90 degree. So we're going to make use of right angle triangle, Pythagoras theorem to find out the diameter. And then after that, don't forget that you're supposed to find radius, so you need to times half. Then area of circle, then you need to know, of course, the formula pi r squared. Then you need to know how to manipulate with the square root thing lah. You understand? And then after that, you have to find area of the triangle, and then after that, just minus them and simplify. Okay, it's not tough. It's just that you got to work in terms of pi. Okay. Yes, this one AMath, this one EMath also can do because it's circle minus triangle. Nothing much about the AMath thing. Maybe the only thing is about what's that called? Manipulating the pi only lor. But part A is quite manageable lah. Just need to be careful. Okay, given now that x can vary, this part B confirm is AMath. EMath students see already blur lah. So given that x can vary, find the minimum area of the shaded region. This one's standard. This kind of question come out, it means that I want to do dA dx. Because I have a in terms of x. So the first thing is you find dA dx, then I will do dA dx equals to 0. Okay, so I write out the formula first. So my a is equals to 25 pi plus pi over 4x squared minus 5x. So the first thing is just do dA dx. Differentiate 25 pi. Just know that pi is just number. So when you differentiate 25 pi, it's just differentiate number. So disappear. Differentiate this, bring down the 2. So pi over 4 times 2. So I just write then after that, x. And then this one is just minus 5. This one, 2 and 4 can simplify. So it's actually pi over 2x minus 5. Then let your dA dx equals to 0. So let dA dx equals to 0. Pi over 2x minus 5 equals to 0. Pi over 2x equals to 5. So x will be equals to 10 over pi. So they say find the minimum area. So I just need to sub my x into my a. So my minimum area will be 25 pi plus pi over 4 x squared minus 5x. And actually, they never ask for exact form, so you can just press the calculator, get a decimal. So it's 70.582, round off to 3SF is 70.6 cm squared. 3SF. So that's my minimum area. But I also want to prove whether they are maximum or minimum, just to confirm. Okay? So how do we find whether it's maximum or minimum? We do the second derivative test. So look at your dA dx. We're going to do d square a dx squared. That means we're going to differentiate one more time. So when you differentiate this, it just give you pi over 2. And pi over 2 is positive. Therefore, it is a minimum area. This is just to double confirm. So when your second derivative is less than 0 means it's a maximum. This is more than 0, so it's a minimum. Okay, so this kind of question very straightforward one. When they give you already the formula, it's very happily you can just do the part B. If you're not able to prove the first part, just move on and do your, say A equals to this one in terms of x. I want to do dA dx. Then just let dA dx equals to 0. Then find the corresponding x. Do the second derivative test to prove whether it's a maximum or minimum. The x that you found, sub it back into the original A to find out your maximum or minimum A. In this case, it's minimum because it's here. Okay, then this proving, just pray hard that the exam they will give you. If you don't have, then you got to work it out. That means you got to form your own formula. This part. No, this question will not have maximum area. It depends on question. Of course, I mean, okay, you see, this is this question, if it only have minimum area. Of course, it depends on your A formula. Sometimes when you do it, it's maximum area. Yes, it's the same way. It's just that this question is definitely minimum area. Why? Because second derivative is more than 0. Yeah. Okay, so we are done with question 12. Now we left with the last question. Yay! See, I OT another 30 minutes. Same like last week. So this is the last question for today. The next one is on Wednesday already. Wednesday is after paper 1 already. Okay, so after today, good luck for your paper 1 on the Tuesday. So now let's do this coordinate geometry question. This question is a bit 夸张 eh. You see how many marks is this? 10 marks. But I don't think I don't think it's that tough lah. Okay. Okay, so now let's take a look at the question. So the diagram shows a trapezium. So trapezium has one pair of parallel line. They already draw it for us, okay? And they tell us O is the origin, okay? Just acknowledge. So they tell us the equation of AO, this line, is 4x. Y equals to 4x. It's my school question, yeah, Zhonghua. Yes. No, nothing to do with vectors. 没有 vectors. This is just coordinate geometry. It's use a lot of gradient concept and equation of straight line. Okay. Then they tell us equation of OC, which is here, is y plus 3x equals to 0. They say the line through A, okay, is perpendicular to y-axis cut at B. Okay, cut the y-axis at B simply tell you that this one is 0 something. This one already put in the 90 degree for you. If they never put, you have to put because you need this information to analyze the question. Then they tell us that BC is parallel to AO. Okay, the arrow is already there. Again, if they never put the arrow for you, you got to put after you read the question. Then they tell us that the length of OA is this one. So find the coordinate of A and of B. Okay, so the trick is, see here, I'm going to let the point, because they give me this information, so of course I need to work from this information. Yes, it is vectors essentially. Shim. Okay, so now let's take a look. Length of OA. So now my A, I let A be, we know it's X and Y, X and Y. So I'm going to sub, because my point A is on this Y equals to 4x. Okay, actually I should put like that. I don't like to use X and Y. I use A and B. I let my A be AB first. So now I want to sub x equals to A into equation of this one. Into y equals to 4x. Why? Because the point A is on this line. Because I want to change to only one unknown. So now it becomes y is equals to 4a. So now therefore your point A now become A comma 4a. Understand? So with your coordinate with only one unknown is easier, because when you only have one unknown, you just need to form one equation. Okay, you just need to form one equation. So how do I form one equation? Is because I'm given the length. So I'm going to use the length formula. Okay, so this point here is 0, 0. Now our A, we know that is A and 4A. So I'm going to use these two coordinates and form the line, the length. So you will say A minus 0, A minus 0 square plus 4A minus 0 square root. The whole thing equals to square root 1700. So now this one, A minus 0 is just A squared. This is 4A squared is 16A squared. Square root equals to square root 1700. The square both sides disappear. So I left with 17A squared equals to 1700. So A squared equals to 100. My A is equals to 10 or negative 10. So over here, you can look from the diagram. You can see that the A is on the positive x-axis. So that means you reject the negative. So my A is 10. So my 4A will be 40. So therefore, our A is 10, 40. Done. So we have settled our point A. So update the diagram. This is 10 and 40. All good. So now we still have point B and point C to find. Okay, now look over here. My point B is here. My point B, I already know my x coordinate is 0. So I just need to find equation of the line AB. Are we able to find equation of line AB? Yes. Why? Because this is perpendicular. You have the gradient of this line, which is 4. You can find gradient of this line using M1, M2, negative 1. So I'm going to say, okay, gradient, our gradient AB, so my gradient OA is equals to 4. So my gradient AB, so I will write gradient AB multiplied by gradient OA is equals to negative 1. So gradient AB multiplied by 4 equals to minus 1. Gradient AB is equals to minus 1 over 4. So I want to find equation of this line. So this is y equals to minus 1/4 x plus c. So how do I find my c? I just need to sub a point which is on the line AB. And I already have my A. So sub 10, 40. So sub 10 and 40. So we have 40 equals to minus 1/4 10 plus c. So we have c is equals to 85 over 2. So c is the y-intercept. Actually, this point B is actually the y-intercept. Agree or not? So therefore, okay, therefore my B is 0,85 over 2. Okay, my answer here put 42.5. Doesn't matter. 85 over 2 and 42.5 is the same thing. So we settle our B. So again, update the diagram. So this is 85 over 2. For y equals to minus x plus 170. Oh. Times 4 also can. But not necessary for you to change. Because actually this question never asks us for the equation of the line. So put in the y equals to mx plus c is fine. Okay. Okay, so now we have our B. Now we only left with this point C. Okay. So how do we find this point C? We can actually use gradient. Remember, this one is parallel. So gradient OA and gradient BC is the same. So I'm going to write, okay, here. Gradient BC is the same gradient as my OA, which is 4. So I'm going to wait okay. Now my point C, again, we're going to repeat the same step as what we did like here. So I'm going to let my C be, okay, I'm going to use another alphabet, C and D. Because point C is on this line, yeah, so we got to sub x equals to C into y equals to minus 3x. So therefore, my y will be equals to minus 3c, and therefore minus 3c. So therefore, my point C is C comma minus 3c. Okay? Almost there already, almost there already. We are already at the last point. Okay? 2 more minutes, OT. Okay, now lastly, remember just now I said the gradient is 4. So, okay, I work here, no space. Okay, so my gradient C as well as my B, my B is here. So gradient BC, which is 4, y1 minus y2, so I can take 85 over 2 minus 3c over 0 minus c is equals to 4. Okay, so simplify minus is plus. So actually, okay, this one I can put as decimal. So 42.5 plus 3c will be equals to minus 4c. I cross multiply. So in the end, I have minus 4c minus 3c equals to 42.5. Minus 7c is equals to 42.5. So c is equals to 255 over 14. No, 不是。Minus 85 over 14. And then minus 3c. So minus 3c is equals to 255 over 14. Therefore, c is minus 85 over 14, comma 255 over 14. Done. 10 marks. 10 marks. How did you get this? Get what? Well, on the dot, 7:30. Well, Raphael, now then you join, Raphael. Raphael, I'll give you a mission. Help me to like until 20k. Hadia, what do you mean by how do you get this? Which part you need me to explain? $42.5 divided by minus 7. Ne? Okay, so what I did was just to do y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. The y1 is this one. I take this one minus y2, which is minus 3c. x1, which is 0, minus x2, which is c. and it is equals to gradient 4. Then I just change 85 over 2 to decimal lah. So 42.5 plus 3c equals to minus c times 4, so it's minus 4c. So I just bring left, bring right, and then solve the equation. To solve c, I get negative 85 over 14. Then as for this one, it's because my y coordinate is minus 3c, so I just times negative 3. So I get 255 over 14. Okay, so this is a coordinate question whereby I use a lot of form about gradient and equation of line. Okay, so many times you see this, so you all need to know this scale whereby you let the point, because you know the point is on this line, the equation of the line is given. So this unknown, you can let it be A and 4A. Why is it A and 4A? Is because if I sub x equals to A into the line, it is 4A. So the coordinate now become A and 4A. So you have only one unknown. When you have only one unknown, you just need to form one equation. So in this case, I make use of the square root of 1700 to form equation in terms of A to solve my A. Okay, and then after that, I use a lot of gradient thing. Okay, yes. So yeah, we are done with today's live.